a security analyst and associate professor of security studies at Istanbul Sabahattin Zaim University. He joins us now live from Istanbul. So it's exciting in your city to see these talks happening. But what would you say is your level of confidence that we're at some kind of point now that where prior talks have failed, this could actually lead to something?
Well, my assessment will be based on parameters identified by the parties prior to the conflict and also what's happened during the conflict. That means the current picture. Well, the Russian hand prior to the conflict was very high. That means they declared an imperialistic view of Russian expansion in the sphere of influence of Soviets. And in the meantime, they declared that, well, they will be in the areas where Russian populations are existent. But last week, they reduced it. They said, okay, we are dealing only with Donbas region. On the other hand, the ultimate goal is totally incompatible with the current acts or current position of Russians because of lacking, military capacity and capabilities because they stalled in the battlefield. And in the meantime, Ukraine enjoyed a great support from international realm. But Russians are sanctified. That means the sustainability or durability of such a conflict is really at risk for Russian unity or Russian regime stability. So in my opinion, today's discussion will open a gate maybe for a ceasefire because it favors the Russian position, not Ukrainians. If I were Ukrainians, I would just check if the Western governments will provide more assistance. And they have already started, regional and isolated counterattacks that Russians cannot repel it. So now Ukrainians does have an advantage. But in this case, humanitarian concerns just push itself to our concerns. If this ceasefire will favor the humanitarian escalation or disaster, it can be prevented or not. What I see is that humanitarian escalation is much more important for Ukrainians.
Yeah, that could be. Okay, so during this, Vladimir Putin's decisions have brought heaps of sanctions on his country. His currency has tanked. His military has been hit hard. One would think that he is now looking for something of an exit ramp. What do you think? Is he at that point?
I just remember what's happened in Afghanistan. At the end of the, overall intervention, it was the last day, a Russian generally just crossed the bridge in an honored way. Just remember that, please. So Russia is actually looking for an honored exit, as President Tayyip Erdogan called Russians, because this war clearly indicated that Russians must be prepared for further, maybe a renewed arsenal of conventional weaponry or vehicles or assets, etc. And in the meantime, much more prepared for sanctions, because we now see that Russians are stuck with the mud and they can't advance. There's a huge casualty ratio that they can't emulate. And we will see that there will be a reaction in the Russian community. And the reasons claimed are not that much tolerable if you are a mother of a Russian soldier. So I think Russians did a great mistake in this war.
All right, Murat Aslan, always good to hear from you. Thanks for your insight.